All right, starting on it again. I know I said stationary video. I'll get there someday. I'll learn how to do it. Anyways, in setting up a notch, I like to see, of course, what you're going to be hitting. On here, you can tell this is center of the axle. Bump stop's hitting forward to that, and then the perch for the axle is, or for the bump stop, is setting further back. Also, there's a rail for some electrical that runs to the CIA's box on my brakes. I get this set where I believe center is, where I see that I'm not going to hit anything. This is loose right now, so don't worry about that, guy. I'll glue that one day. So I get that set. Then I run a measurement from here to the back of the frame, just so when I set that side up, I can run over there, I can make a mark, it'll at least be reasonably close. Typically, if this material went all the way to the bottom, my frame would be clean and I would be tacking this one. This is what everything's going off of. So when I go to put on that other side, I'm going to be running corner to corner there. I like to check, once I do have this front one stationary, I like to check, get old combination square out and get it close, which I think it still needs to go up on the back side. Oh no, it needs to go down. So I use this instead of having to mess with a square. The only reason I put that up there is just to show that's how I get it set up. Once I get this one with this one, I get everything tacked up. I move to the other side, do it, run corner to corner. You'll be within an eighth. If you get your measurement here, get your height the same, you'll be within an eighth, maybe 3/16 at the most, but hell, I'm cross-eyed. So as long as it's missing stuff on the frame or on the axle, I don't much care. My hieroglyphics here, that is 2 9/16 wide. That's my width in here. That actually gives me a 1/16 of a gap so I can fit my piece in. I got 4 at 2 3/4, which is going to be my sides, and then I got 2 at 10. You might be asking why this notch is short or why it's like that. This is made for a 2015 Silverado. I have a video of me installing one of these on YouTube here. It is 10 inches long on the short, 14 inches long on the bottom. The small side of the opening is 5, the large side of the opening is 7, and it is 6 inches tall. That worked perfect for the 2016 or 2015 Silverado, which I think 16 all the way up to this new body style. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it is. So I'm gonna get me some plates, put it in here, put a bevel, get rid of that so I can take this off, and then weld the backside, smooth it off so my plate goes all the way down. That's just my preference. If you like to leave it like this, you can take those measurements and make you the same one. I'm not going to do that. You can add the measurement, which would be 7 1/4 tall, and not have to do any of this all together. Other than that, I still got to take everything off. I'm breaking rule number 1. Seriously, cover the fucking window. I like that guy. If you know who I'm talking about, you can put that in the comments. Seriously, fuck V-Shred. Anyways, that's what I got going on. Soon, I will get over having to move the camera around. But clean your frame really good so your metal glue does what it's supposed to and cures correctly. And I'm going to continue on. All right, starting on the bed again. I did do my number 1. Seriously, cover the fucking window. I went and got this Harbor Freight. I've used these for years. That one I've had for a very long time. I got it over the gas tank, all that stuff. Just put some masking tape up here, taped it up. But I got a new one, so I wasn't running any kind of metal bits that were in that one on this. Went and did my weight reduction, cut off spare mount, stuff that you really need. I cut that off. I'll clean that stuff off later. I think I'm going to put my shock mounts there, because I am getting rid of the Chevy Lean. I'm gonna put my shocks in the same place. I don't know, I might make me a bracket that runs off of this, sticks out, and grabs a hold of the shock, kind of how that one is over there. Been cleaning the frame, and man, this, I mean, I know they put this stuff on there to keep it from rusting. It'd be different if it actually worked, but to get it off is pretty harsh. You can see all the black stuff still on there. This is the most important part in the entire job, your preparation for your weld. Most important part. If you get your plate up here and you still have crap like this in there and you run a weld through it, this is going to boil. It's going to come up through your weld. You're going to get porosity in it. Those are little bitty pinholes in your weld. Those pinholes will connect to each other. They'll break. It'll be brittle. There was no point in even putting the fucking thing on here if it's not done right. So make sure you clean all that off. I used the old buffing wheel I had just to start completely runt that buffing wheel. Flapper wheel, whatever, sanding wheel, whatever you want to call it. It's on a grinder, 4.5 inch. Completely ruined it. So don't run out to Harbor Freight or any of your welding supply or order them online just to ruin buffing wheels. I'm gonna go back through. I've put degreaser, I've put paint stripper, I've put alcohol. I put a lot of stuff on here, and I still can't get it clean. But I will not weld to this until it is bare metal. So I'm continuing to scientifically figure out a way to fucking remove that. I went through, undid the battery. It's done. You don't want the battery hooked up while you're welding to it, because that thing has more sensors and computers and all that crap than Elon Musk's toy he uses on himself. This right here is what I did. This is a notch. This is my little spacer plate. I am putting a spacer plate on there because I want this longer. Nobody else has to do that if they enjoy the way it looks, or if they actually have the material as long as it needs to be. My welder will only penetrate up to 3/16. I mean, at the most. This is 1/4 inch plate. So I go ahead and put a bevel on it. Got a land on there, 1/8 inch land. I put it together and I weld it. I'll buff it down. So here's the one I'm already doing. You can see I got it on here. The underside is welded already. It was flipped over. I clamp everything down. I clamp it down flat, run a little square over it, something to show that it's flat, and I weld it. I do not remove anything until it's cool. Don't pour water on it. Don't do weird stuff. Just leave it clamped. Let it cool. Find something else to do in the meantime, like grinding that crap off of the fucking frame. Do that. The welder I'm using is a 140 Easy MIG. I've had this for many years now. Many years. I actually have a review video on here over this welder. It has 4 settings for heat, A, B, C, and D. D is going to be your highest. Anything over 3/16 and up, I would recommend doing D. If you're looking for a full pin type of weld, then has your wire speed right here. This thing comes with gasless flux. I don't know why people use it. I have zero clue why people use gasless flux. If you're going to do that, go get you a stick welder, learn how to use that, and do real welder things. If you got an old muffler gun like what I have here, go get you 75-25. 75-25. Go get that. Cures the weld. It's a good shield. I like it. So make sure you're wearing all your safety stuff. Like when I was grinding and everything, I didn't use my squints today. I actually put on safety glasses. Got a welding hood over here, my old pipe liner. On my weight reduction that I did in the truck, this is all the stuff that is off of the truck. This old boy right here, I might put that back on. It depends on how the truck sounds when I start it up. I'm not real big on the V6 or 4-banger sound. I don't like Mustangs with boiler exhaust and it's only got a V6 and it sounds like shit. I'm not a big, I'd rather it sound like an electric vehicle. If it doesn't have a big V8 in it, I'd rather it just sound like an electric vehicle and you can't hear it at all. So put that back on. I do have enough room, I've already measured, to stick that right onto the water heater. So be done with that. But like I said, first and foremost, clean that thing. To it. Do whatever you got to it. Spit on it. Spit on that thing. But get everything cleaned up. Preparation is key. Seriously. Cover the fucking window. Alright. Got everything up here. Everything is clean. I continued with that old flap wheel and ended up just putting a brand new one on there, and it took the rest of the crap off. I set it up. Everything's corner to corner. I have gaps, a little bit of gaps on my tops, which they'll be filled in, gaps on my bottoms, welded, and then this bracket here, this little corner, I had to grind off. So once I put the weld back in there, this will be welded back like it's supposed to be. Same thing on front to back. But that's how I got it. This is an 1/8 inch up. So it's not necessarily corner to corner, but all the other plates are. So I weld everything out, and now it is one solid piece, and I will be welding under here right before the roll of the frame. That's how I like to do it. Like I said, you can do it however you like, but it's not easy. I mean, this is literally underbed notch. It doesn't matter what year, make, model. This is how they're done. If you have the one that just has the C channel, you can make it still the same way and have it to where it ends on the inside where the opening is, weld it to the frame, and then make you a plate to box in the rest of the frame on the inside. That is all there is to it. There's no other way to explain it. Get your measurements, use cardboard templates, set up on your frame before you ever take your bed off, just so you know that's exactly what you need. Like I said, clean the frame, and the next video I'll have this set up. I'll weld this sucker out. First thing is to make sure you have good solid tacks everywhere. If you just go to weld one side and you only have one side tacked, the heat's gonna draw it out. So make sure you have good tacks everywhere throughout, and then kind of hammer down. I just take it sections at a time, like the frame all at once, this piece all at once, bottom all at once, and just do it that way so I have a continuous weld. And the thing is stuttering on me, and I think my liner is bad inside my welder. Anyways, I'm gonna do that all the way down. I had a 1/4 inch up, so I took all my heat straight to the frame and then moved back over until I filled up on my plate. back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then just continue all the way around it. If you want to weld in smaller sections, go ahead. But that's really all there is to it. But I'm gonna do that all the way around. I did right here. That is cut, so when I go to weld that, I am going to move a little bit more on top of this plate that was originally there. Then I'm gonna get underneath, do that weld, and then I'll bring it back when I go to sawzall the middle out. But weld it out solid, take your time, make it look good, clean it up, and yeah, that's it. All right, I know I said I was going to do the video of sawzalling this out, which that's kind of self-explanatory. Start on your corner here, get up into it, and make sure you look on the other side and cut it off. You use a sawzall or a cutting wheel up top, use a torch, use whatever you want, just cut it off, get it out of the way. Then you have a piece that you can put on eBay for $500. Everything is fully welded all the way around. All corners are wrapped. It's welded underneath. So the next thing I do is I have a little bit of the old frame sticking out. I go through the grinder, get everything down to my notch plate. Then I measure my width. So measure my width here. Was that 3 1/4? 3 1/4 wide. I add a 1/2 inch to it. So it's gonna be 3 3/4 is gonna be my width on all 3 of the plates. The reason why is because I have a 1/4 inch overhang that I can weld to here. 1/4 inch weld, or 1/4 inch overhang there and there. Same thing, it's gonna be the same thing on the other side. That's why I do it like that. You can do it corner to corner if you want. It's totally your preference, whatever you want to do, your vehicle. But I identify as a 1/4 inch longer on both sides. So that's what I'm gonna do. Cut me out 3 plates. I put the top plate on first. I get it tacked corner to corner, and then I get my measurement. I butt my measurement up, so I'm a 1/4 inch overhang underneath too. So I have, so I have something to weld to, but nothing moved. I have stands underneath the rear end, which that's how it's been sitting this entire time I worked on it. I just put a jack underneath the back so I would have more room to weld it. But yeah, that's it. Wherever you don't clean this oil stuff, like I didn't really get underneath and clean it all besides right here on the edge where I'm going to be welding, it drips off there. It's like hot wax, but not the sexy kind. It's the kind that really, really hurts bad. So pay attention to that, because it does. It drips off here. I believe it burned all the way through the concrete. But yeah, just pay attention to that, and we'll get to the next one. I've done a maiden voyage in this. I'm done with the fabricating side of things. Everything's welded out. Oh, whoever has not thought to get some magnetic trailer lights while you don't have a bed on, think about it. I couldn't tell you how many times drove around with the bed off, making sure all my stuff is good, checking fitment, checking whatever, and I have taped my original tail lights to like the bumper. That, for me, that's a game changer. I'm sure people's got better ideas out there, but that's what I did. It works great. As far as the notches, you can tell they're painted. They're welded out 100% all the way around. Everywhere I can get a weld, all the welds are tied in. If you don't know what that means, then you're not a welder, and you might need to get somebody to actually weld your stuff up. But other than that, what I got left is to drill holes so I can get this wiring harness up out of the way. Same thing over there on the brake bracket. This kit that I had on this originally was a McGoy's 2-4 drop. It comes with the drop shock up front that you just take everything out, put shock in, whatever. On the rear, it comes with these brackets here that go in your front leaf spring perch. This will be where the original mounts up, and this will be where your leaf spring mounts up. Well, there's 4 inches in between those holes. That's to drop the leaf spring down, so with your original shackles and you do the flip kit, that keeps your pinion angle straight. So I put my 2-inch drop shackles on there, which I think they're more than 2 inches, but however, I put them on there. It wasn't where I wanted it to be, so I took the brackets off. Now it's made my pinion angle go up almost 8 degrees upward. I've drove this, I don't know, maybe 15 miles, 16 miles, 75 miles an hour. No vibration, nothing's hitting, nothing's going on. My shocks are close to being bottomed out. They're probably 3 inches from being bottomed out. So I might just order some shock extenders for the hell of it for now. But nothing's hitting. Ride's good, no vibration, no nothing. When you do your flip kit and you go to unbolt your rear end, find a good place to measure from your frame to your brakes and make sure that your rear end is aligned. Right now I'm a 1/4 inch that way, which means I would need to move my axle 1/8 of an inch over to, I guess, straighten it back out. I'm not moving it for 1/8 of an inch, so it does good. But if you get any more than that, you could have problems with your bed fitment. You will have problems with your alignment. You will be cabbage patching down the road. No need in that. Don't want to look like a lifted truck. That's everything on there. You got to remember the weight of the bed is going on here. So like I said, shocks, the drive shaft, I got enough room, but once I get the bed on, it could be close. That could be something else that I am going to have to notch out. On the bed, what I got to do, one, is flip this thing up so I can work on it. This rib here, that's going to hit my notch. My notch is basically going in the place of the rib, 3 inches of it. So from this edge, 3 inches down, I'm going to cut it off, take it out. Then I got these little fins here for the fender weld. I think is going to be hitting my tires. So I might be tubbing it a little bit sooner than I thought I was going to, but I want to make sure everything's right. Other than that, that's how you do a notch. There's not much to it. Just be safe while you're doing it. Take all your precautions. Like I said, you can move the tank. I was very, very close to the tank while I was welding. I did have the weld blankets, but that doesn't mean something might not go wrong. Just remember everything. And rule number 1. But leave comments if you like it. Leave comments if you don't like it. Hell, I don't care. If you got questions, let me know and I'll try to answer them. If you need help, I'll try to help. Other than that, man, I hope you liked that part of the video. And I'm going to continue on and we'll go from there.